Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create recolors of CAS Create a Sim items for The Sims 4. So we're not creating a whole new dress straight from scratch. Instead, we're taking an existing dress or shirt or whatever and changing the color of it. And you can create 10 different colors, 20 different colors, 100 different colors, however many you want. You only need 2 programs to do this. Both are free, both are available on Windows and Mac. And honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's going to take you like 1 minute to do this. Okay? So the first program you need is the Sims 4 Studio. I'll link to it in the description. Sims 4 Studio does a lot of stuff. It's a really powerful tool. But what we are going to do is use it to extract our CAS item from the game. So you're going to download this file and install it. It's free, like I said. And once you're all booted up, you're going to go over here where it says CAS and you make sure that Create CAS Standalone is checked and then hit the blue button there. This is now going to come up with a thumbnail for every single CAS item in the entire game. You can sort it so that you don't have to scroll through all these. So let's say we want female, adult, clothing top. If you know the name of it, you can type it in. Otherwise, you can just kind of filter it down as much as you can, scroll through, find whatever it is you're looking for. Let's say that this is what we want. So you're going to click on the one you want and hit next. Now you're going to save the file. You can call it whatever you want. This isn't getting uploaded anywhere. This is just for your own purposes. So call it whatever you want and save it wherever you want. Give it a second. Okay, so here we have our grayish shirt that we are going to recolor. So there's a few places you need to do it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the bottom here where it says texture. Make sure that diffuse is clicked and hit export. Again, you're going to save the file, and again, it doesn't matter what you call it, it's just for you. And now we're going to go into GIMP. GIMP is a free image editing tool. You can use any image editing tool you want as long as it can edit in layers. Photoshop can also do this, so if you're a Photoshop person, you can totally use Photoshop. I like GIMP. I find it easier than Photoshop. It's free, and it's pretty user-friendly. But if you have a different tool you want to use, that's fine. So I'm going to open the file that we just saved. And this is what it's going to look like. It looks a little bit different than the shirt, but this is just how the images work. So what we need to do now is select this white part where the shirt is, as opposed to the checkered background, which is just a transparent background that's not going to show up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to Tools, Selection Tools, Fuzzy Select, and then click anywhere in the checkered background, not on the white part, somewhere in the background. It doesn't matter where. Okay, so now we've got this all selected here. And the next thing we're going to do is hit Control-I or Command-I if you're on a Mac, which is going to invert the selection. Okay, so now what we've done is we've selected all of the white part of the shirt and none of the background. It's because that's the only part we want to recolor. So now we're going to go to Colors and Colorize. And by default, it's just going to be this blue color, but this is what we're going to change. So if you know the 6-digit hex code, if you already have a color in mind, you can just copy paste that right in here. Or if you want to just kind of play around with the colors on here, see what strikes your fancy, you can do that too. So let's just go with this color, and I'm going to copy the text code because we're going to need it in a second somewhere else. Hit OK. Hit OK again. And now we need to export this as a PNG. So you're not going to go to Save As because that's going to do it as the wrong file type, and it needs to be a PNG in order for Sims 4 Studio to read it. So you're going to go down here to Export As. By default, it should be on PNG, but if it's not, you can just type in .png and again, call it whatever you want. Hit Export. You might get a pop-up with this stuff. By default, it should be all the right stuff that you need, so you don't need to change any of this. Just hit Export again. Give it a second. All right, it has exported. And so now we're going to go back into Sims 4 Studio. And back where we clicked export before, now we're going to hit import. And we're going to open up that file that we just made. And there you go. Now we've got our formerly white shirt is now purple. A couple more things you need to do. You want to change the swatch, the swatch thumbnail here. This is what is going to show up when people are looking this up in CAS. So of course we want this to be purple, not this tan color. So you're going to hit swatch thumbnail, and we're going to put in the hex code that we just made. There we go. So now people will be able to tell that it's this purple color when they're doing it. The other thing you can optionally do is the catalog thumbnail. So this is what's going to show up as the big thumbnail when you're scrolling through and you've got the 2-column view. So if you don't put anything in, then the game will generate a thumbnail by itself of just like the mannequin wearing the shirt, which is totally fine. If you do want to create a custom thumbnail though, if you want to like style it more, if you want to put your username on it, anything like that, you can create that image in something like Canva or Photoshop, Illustrator, any kind of image software. And the correct size is 104 by 148. So if you do want to create that, you just hit import and import the file in there. I'm just going to leave it alone and just let the game do it. I don't have any fancy thumbnails, but again, you can if you want. So once you've got everything all the way that you want, if you want to add more swatches, you can add as many as you want. You could put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 colors on here if you want, or leave it at 1, whatever. Once you are all ready with as many swatches as you want, you're going to hit save. And your package has now been saved to the place and the name where you previously put it in. So if you have had a name that you want to change, you can go find that file wherever it is you saved it. I put mine on my desktop. Change it to the file that you want people to see when they actually download this. And that's it. You'll just put it in your game like any other mod. It goes in your mods folder. And that's it. You'll see it in CAS the next time you open your game. So I know it sounds a little bit convoluted, but honestly, once you do it a few times, it's going to become like second nature. You can pound these out super, super fast. So this is a really fun thing to do, and I hope you enjoy.